I haven't filmed very much of working on the rosette. Most of that's because this is my first one and it's kind of a very, you know, it's a fairly precision process. So I didn't really want to have to focus on turning the camera on all the time. But here's where I've got it so far. I've got 2 channels cut for little thin black, white, black strips. One on the inside, one on the outside. And I've got the bigger channel cut for my design I'm going to put in there. And I probably picked too intricate a design for my first one, but I'm gonna get what I get and may as well make it look as good as I can make it. But it's gonna be a little bit more difficult than I probably am going to want to do. But I'll do it anyway. So I'm gonna see if I can't get this at least started before I bring you back. I don't know how much of a mess this is gonna be, putting this main decorative piece in. We'll see. Well, I've got it started and it's actually going fairly well. I just gotta keep, you know, a little bit of glue in the slot. The problem I'm having right now is it's just gonna take me quite a while. So I think you can see the pattern now. It alternates between little black pieces and little black pieces and little orange pieces. I got my black pieces over here. Now these black pieces, I did end up having to dye black. I'm hoping that because I like soaked them in the black dye, that when I sanded them, they're small enough that they soaked up some of that black dye. So if they'll stay black, that's my hope. I tried to cut out pieces of ebony on the laser cutter, but it just will not cut ebony. Give you an idea how long this is going to take. There's 2 pieces. I kind of got to press them in when I get them aligned. I'm going to grab another piece. I think eventually I'll find at least a little bit of a rhythm. Problem is some of the grain did not cut so well on the laser cutter, so there's still some pieces that kind of need cut off, or they're going to mess up the pattern because you're going to notice it doesn't line up very well. So the orange pieces are Paduke. The white pieces are, well, what are the black pieces, but they were white. They were the cutoff from the top, so they're spruce that I've dyed black. I'm hoping it's going to work out, that they stay black. I can't guarantee that it will, though. I've also got no guarantee that I've got enough black pieces. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hodgepodge at the moment. It's kind of not going, you know, I have no guarantees on how this is going to turn out. But I think if it does turn out well, it's going to look really good. And if it doesn't, I guess I can just tell people, well, it was my first one. I'll get better with this next one. think I'm losing the curve. That's not good. These are supposed to be kind of angled. There we go. I think we got it back. And that's the way they fit tightly in the slot, is angled. Right there. Okay, keep going. I'm not going to film too much more. I've already probably filmed more than I needed to. You can see it's going to take me quite a while. Several hours later, and I've got all the pieces in. I'm not sure how well you can see it. Especially, I'm not sure how well you can see the pattern. But all those pieces are in, finally. I think I'm going to put the black, white, black strips in. That's going to be it for today. I got a lot of cleanup to do. My workbench is a bit of a mess. Well, I've got it all set up to cut the sound hole out. And I guess there's no time like the present, so here we go. Well, it's a circle. I'm not sure if it cut all the way through. It doesn't look like it. Had to have come awful close. So I guess I'm going to drop it just a little bit and cut it again. That looks like that did it. There we go. Well, I've been a little busy between clips. You can see I've cut out and thicknessed all the top braces. I do have all of them, the round ones over there. But they're all cut out and thicknessed. I still need to fit my X braces together. And then I have to fit them all up to it, you know, make sure that the angles on the ends are right. But we're getting there. Surely, we're getting there. I'd like to get this a little further along this evening. So I guess I need to fit these up. I'm not really sure how Jerry usually does it. I guess he takes the knot, you know, a notch out of one and a notch out of the other. I guess. The thing is, we want that to be really tight. You know, we want them to fit together really well. But I know they're 5/16, so I guess I can measure it and get a little bit better marking. I'm also fairly certain these... No, I am not fairly certain. Do these intersect evenly at a 90 degree? I don't know. I may have to go look at the plans to make sure, or figure out what, you know, how these actually are supposed to intersect. That, you know, affects how I cut this notch out to make them fit together. I'm gonna have to go look at that. So I've spent a little while working on getting these braces to the final size. Well, I say final size. Now, they're not the final size. They are tall, which is good because I'd much rather take it off once they're all glued on rather than have them right where I want them, glue them on, and then see something that's not quite right. So this way, I'm going to glue them on, and then I'm going to have some chance to, you know, some chance to take it down and make sure I get it right where I want it once it's on the top. Anyways, I've gotten it down pretty much where they're good enough. We're going to glue them on. So, that's why we're sitting in the clamp here. And I think we're ready to go. We're going to start with the X braces first. As soon as I get the glue open, which is always a problem while the camera's on. So what I'm probably going to do is paint it on the back of the top, the underside of the top, and then, ooh, this is not cooperating well. What I'm realizing I did not prep was any cleanup for this glue. So once I get this on here, I may turn the camera off just for a second to go get some water to clean this up, because there will be some squeeze out. I don't particularly want to leave a huge mess in here. The idea is to have a nice guitar. Probably should not leave a big mess on the inside. I think I'm going to try to get some glue on the underside on the X braces as well, because these are really important. You know, you don't want a lack of glue on these. These really give the top the strength. I'm gonna try some glue on. In case you were wondering, these braces are flat. This top will be flat. And if we're speaking in truly technical terms, I am building this flat. However, once there is string tension on here, it will not be totally flat. And unless I braced this to the point in which it didn't make any sound, no guitar should be. However, I am building this flat. All of these braces, on the top at least, are flat. Now on the back, we do put some radius in the braces. Alright, I'm ready to put this in there. Here we go. Now, I said that it's flat. However, the top has a little bit of a bowl to it right now, but that's because it doesn't have any braces on it. Let's get this thing started. Okay. I'm not really sure if the best way is to do the corners first or start working my way across. I'm going to try starting in one spot and expanding out and see how that goes. I'm just realizing my X is slightly off center, so I'm trying to center it. I think we've got it now. And heck, the braces might have even, or the clamps might have moved it a bit. So I think this needs to come this much to touch. I think it's looking good. It's kind of hard to tell. There's a lot of glue in there. You seem to be pressing fairly well. We seem to be making contact across the top. It does seem to be flattening it out. And in that sense, it is good. Alright, that's looking good. I'm going to go get some water and a cloth to clean up the squeeze out before I go on. Alright, I'm going to try to get the larger braces in first and then do the smaller ones afterwards. I think I'm going to do this up front one. I don't remember which side the bottom is. Not sure that it matters on this one. This one that goes about here. But I am remembering now that I don't have my sound hole bracing right there, so I need to leave enough room for that. I'm not sure if I showed that I cut that out, but that is cut out and it is fitting well. So I can put this right here, looking good, and I'll probably just do that right now. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but I think so, yeah. I think you can. I don't have this one marked on the top because I wasn't sure how it would fit with the circle sound hole brace. So I am just going to try and put glue on this brace, get it well covered. It should be fine. And these braces up top, they kind of hold up the fretboard. And, you know, you push on them quite a bit.